So now we'll start stripping the engine. Since I took it out the bike, we'll start with getting the reeds off. That's the manifold, it's all alright. No cracks around there. Normally the old ones all split and that and perish, so that's that off. Got the reeds, the petals look alright. If you hold them up to a light and you can see a gap in between the petal and the black bit, and the petal there and the black bit, they'll need changing. And they're alright holding it up with the light. This clutch arm should just lift out. Just remember there's still a push rod in the engine which will come out over the shaft on the other side. That's a clutch push rod. Just check it for any wear. Get the front sprocket off. Now we'll spin it round. I will get everything off of this side. First just tip this up. That's where the push rod, what I was on about, will be. Just there it is there. That's the other push rod. Always check them on the end to see if there's any grooves off the ball bearing. See, there's a groove there off the ball bearing. But when you fit them, if the ball bearing's touching that side and that side's flat, you can just turn it round and refit it that way. Anyway, that's that off. Get this kickstart idler off. There should be a little washer on each side of it. Check for washers on the back. There's one washer, it's just dead thin. There's another one exactly the same, that's dead thin as well. That's the kickstart idler, it can go on anywhere. Oh, the teeth's all good. Now the gear shaft selector, I'll just slide straight out. That's it there. Just check it, make sure it's working, but I know it's working all right. There's no washers go onto there afterwards, that's everything. Just check the teeth on the end. Right, that's it off. Now I'll turn it round. We're going to get all the screws out holding the casing on that side, because there's nothing on this side now. But if you see your selector drum, there's gaps on the case where these have got to fit through. If it's there, you can see the point. It's hitting that tab behind. If you try and split the engine, it'll snap that tab. So you've got to make sure your selector drum's there so everything pulls through. And that, when you're working on your bike, that one there, see they've all got points. That one there is the neutral, so always work in neutral. Anyway, get it round and we'll get them screws out. All these ones keeping the casing in. So that's all the screws slackened all around the casing. And these ones in here, I'm just going to check these because sometimes two of them is longer than the other. So we've got that one out of there. As you see, that one's shorter than this one. I think that one come out of there, but I'll have to watch the video back. And then I've got one up the top, which is the same shortness as that one. So the other must be the same as that one. And them two with the same length, they're longer ones. And we'll just pop all these out. That one there, that one there, which is a bit shorter. Got that one there, the same length. Just a bolt, should be a screw. Got that one. I will replace all these. Got that one, I had to knock that out with a chisel because the head was all mashed. That one. That's everything off there now, so we'll get the pusher onto the crank, push that and it'll pull the casing, and just make sure the gear selector's through the casing before you start, but I'll show that again anyway. So that's the case splitter on now, just looks like that. Before we split it, just as I said before, make sure all them are like that, So you can see if it's like that when you try and split it, when that, if they're covering them tabs, there's tabs all the way around, it'll smash them off. So just get it like that so it'll slide through. That's what I was meaning when you keep checking your selector drum. You can see there it's missed all the tabs and it's pulled through. See it there better. And that's it there, split now. We'll just take these off. If you use one of these cheap splitters, it's best to buy better metal than the ones that come with it, because they're like black metal, they're not strong, they always thread. That's good metal, that. Anyway, that's it. So pull that off, and I put the nut back onto there. So when I was pushing on that bit with it, or tightening it up, it wasn't damaging the threads. So just slide the casings apart now. In that one, just look for any little bits of metal in there. What's hit the piston off, that damage on the top of the pistons off. Let's just muck that. All the gearbox bearings should be all alright, because I rebuilt them a hot rod with a hot rod kit. Select the drums just popped out. Bearing there's good on it. Let's pull the gearbox out. There's a washer there on that side, but it's behind the circlip. But we'll check in there. There's a washer there, a little thin one, which when you pull the gearbox out, that might stick in and stay on a bearing in there. So we've got that one. So we'll put that part on there. There's the forks. They're good. See on each end. There's no wear or nothing, and they're straight. There's no wear on that side neither. Normally if they've got grooves round like a semicircle line, they've been wearing, but they're good. Gearbox should be all alright. No smashed teeth or worn down legs under there, because when they're weared off and they're rounded, when it goes into gear and that hits them, so it hits them, if they're rounded, it just hits them and then slides over and jumps out of gear. So if any of them ever wear and your bike's jumping out of gear, that's what it is, if the top rounds off, because it just jumps. Anyway, that's the gearbox. There's the centre selector fork. That's got no wear on neither. Now I'll push the crank out from the other side. Ordered 2 crank bearings. That one's come off with a crank, so I'll have to split that off the crank. The crank's just pushed through actually, so see it's putting the crank pusher on. And that's that side. That's the crank. You can see when I just said I had it rebuilt, you can normally tell if these are still copper colour, they've just been done. If they're like all brown and the coppers come off, they've been wired. But pulling up and down, you pull up and down on that there, on that rod, there's no movement in that bearing there, so the crank bearing's still good. All I need to replace is that bearing and this one here, which is still in the casing, which is that one there, but it'll still be good, to be honest. No movement or nothing. That bearing's good, because that'd be one of the ones I replaced. I replaced all the gearbox ones from America, from a hot rod kit, because I couldn't find them. Anyway, so all I need to order is seals I've ordered the 2 crank bearings, like I said before. They'll be coming maybe Monday. I'll have new bolts, and that's it really. So I've just got to wait for the crank bearings and the seals, and then I can put it back together.